Wendy, and we wanted to offer a video on some winter wellness ideas. We get asked a lot about different questions about cold and flu season and about what we do with our families and what we can do with our families to help support this time of year. So we wanted to provide some information about what we do.
Yeah. So a lot of times, the kids start school and we kind of get into these fall and winter months, and then everybody starts kind of freaking out about cold and flu season. And we just kind of wanted to offer a little bit of a fresh perspective on what that is and how we can kind of combat that. So a lot of times, if you think about the course of a year, you're going through summer and everybody's outside and they're getting a lot of sunshine and vitamin D and drinking a lot of water and not as stressed. There's not a lot of scheduling and not a lot of running around and errands and all that kind of stuff. And nobody's really sick. Nobody really gets worn out, and we get tired, but we don't get sick. And a lot of times, as soon as school starts, everybody starts getting sick again. And it's not that the germs weren't there during the summer, because they were. They're everywhere. It's always cold and flu season. Yeah, there's not a season to these germs. And so we have to look at the lifestyle and see what's changing in our habits that's actually promoting the body to have illness. So if we look at one, again, lack of sunshine. So we're inside a lot more. The kids are back in school and maybe they're just sitting inside all day under the fluorescent lights, and they're not getting the same amount of fresh air as they were, over the summer months. Lack of water. So we're not drinking as much water, because a lot of times, when we're outside and it's hot, we drink a lot more water, and that helps keep us hydrated and, boost the immune system. And we're just not. When it's winter months, we're not drinking as much water. And rest. So over the summer, a lot of times the kids are allowed to sleep in as late as they need to, and they can lay around and rest if they're having a tired day. But when it's back to school and it's the holidays, we don't really have that luxury. Mm-hmm. And we have all these holidays and we're busy. So we've got Halloween and Thanksgiving, and we have all these things starting to come at us, where we're also eating a lot of sugar. So sugar season, which, correlates through all those winter holidays from, Halloween to Easter, basically, all correlate with sugar. So we're getting sugar, these huge onslaughts of sugar at least once a month. And the body reacts to it. It's tired and it needs a break from that. And so, and again, if you look at the way that the world works, we have these rhythms, and we don't have as much sunshine during the winter, and it's this hibernation period, and which means we should be getting more rest, just like the animals and things are. And with the holidays and with school, we're just not getting as much rest. So
yeah, and in our culture, we're not really taught to do that as much. Mm-hmm. So we are, instead of following that season of where the sun goes down earlier, we slow it down, we slow ourselves down. Oftentimes there's still homework to do, there's still things to do as adults. We may be on the computers with the blue lights and or having TV on and different things. So our clocks and our rhythms are different. So paying attention to those different seemingly little things can make a really big difference in our wellness over the winter months. And just also learning to just live more with the rhythm and the natural rhythm of life around us, which is really lovely to be able to slow down and live that way when we can. And even if it's not all the time or, consistently, even if we just get a sense of what that feels like to follow that, it's really lovely for not just our sense of self, but also our nervous system slows down. Mm-hmm. And, some of the things that we're talking about here of our immune system has more time to rest, so that even if we're not actually resting and sleeping as much, our body is acting as if it is, because we're allowing ourselves to naturally slow down rather than speeding up to do more and to get to this play date or to this soccer or to this shopping thing that we need to do for the holidays, or mm-hmm. adding more to the list.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I think there are definitely things that we can be doing to support our physical bodies and our families' physical bodies, but at the same time recognizing that a lot of times illness is just our body's way of asking for rest.
Yes.
So when we're stressed out, a lot of times there's this pattern of we have a stressful event and then there's maybe a little bit of lag time and then we get sick. Mm-hmm. And that is our body's way of healing from a lot of times the emotional stress. So we're kind of taking this as it's a little bit of a fresh perspective outside of the old germ theory, because again, germs are everywhere all the time. And you have families where maybe one kid gets the flu and nobody else does. Well, the germs were there and some of these people didn't get sick. So what's the difference? And a lot of times it's emotional stress. And so recognizing that when the body has some sort of illness, if that's just this runny nose or if that's the flu, it's the body reacting to some past stress and it's healing. And it's not actually anything to be feared or to scare, to feel scared about, but it's just something to welcome and say, okay, we're healing now and our body's asking for rest and that's what we're going to give it. And so it's really about making good boundaries and being okay with needing a couple days to rest. And if we're a busy mom or if it's our kids or whoever it is, carving out those boundaries and that time to have for laying in bed and just taking our liquids and resting. And that's really what our body needs. And so again, taking the fear out of the germs and the I'm going to catch this or I'm going to catch that, and we have to be careful about everything being contagious, but really taking a step back and seeing this fresh perspective of it's our body's way of reacting to the stress. And if that's physical from the extra sugar and from being inside all the time, or if that's emotional, whatever it is, it's the body healing from stress. And just to, take that fear out of it.
Yeah, and also that the symptoms themselves are the healing too. Right. Like, possibly the runny nose or the cough or whatever is being expressed is also the healing. Like it's after some of those things, as Megan said too, with, you're going and then sometimes the stressful event and then 2 days later you're sick, those symptoms can be the release of what has already happened.
The release of the stress.
And so it's...
well, in Chinese medicine, each of our organs correlate with different emotions. And so both of us being emotion code practitioners, we see that all the time. If we have a client come to us that's been through something that they needed to grieve and they have this cough, this persistent cough that won't let go, well, grief is stored in the lungs. And so it's the coughing and it's the physical body is very intelligent and it's just trying to process through that old emotion. And so there's things you can do to help release that stress, and things that we've talked about, again, doing emotion code or doing EFT or just taking time every night to have a bath, with Epsom salts and lavender and just things to release stress, cutting some of the busyness out of your life and giving yourself some space to rest. And our bodies are highly intelligent. Our children's bodies are very intelligent and they always know what they're doing. They're always in a state of healing. And sometimes that looks like illness and it looks like something bad, but it's not. And so to take the fear out of cold and flu season and just see it for what it is and see that the body's asking for space and rest. And there are things that we can do on a physical level to help support the immune system and support the body to stay more calm. And so we're going to have another video that kind of talks about the things that we do in our families every fall season, fall and winter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back. So in this part 2, we wanted to highlight some different things that we use in our families during this season of cold and flu season and ways to support the immune system. And we also want to just be clear that we're not medical doctors and this is something we're going to make suggestions and to please check with your healthcare practitioners. And we do like to focus more on foods and Megan will talk more about that too. So a lot of them are foods that we're going to be talking about, but we do want to encourage you to share what you are doing with your medical practitioners too. So
So again, there's a lot of supplements on the market that say they do some really great things, but a lot of the supplements out there are synthetic vitamins, and our body doesn't know what to do with them. So we like to take the approach that our bodies know what to do with food, and so finding foods that are healing and also food-based supplements. And that's kind of where we'll start here. Is this Synergy company is a really great company. These are some of my favorite supplements. So they make this greens supplement and a vitamin C powder, and all of their supplements are made from food. So they have these farms, and there are organic herbs and different plants, and they dry the different plants and turn them into supplements. So it's a great way to get your vitamins and your minerals in to keep your immune system boosted, but in a way that your body will actually use. And the greens are great for, again, the minerals, keeping the minerals up, and the vitamin C is well known for keeping the immune system boosted.
Yes, and keeping them food grade also. You hear a lot of people who have vitamin C and they get a loose stool or an upset stomach, and keeping them food grade when you're choosing from these sources or camu berries or just from food based, it's a much it's not apples to apples. It's a much different
There's
thing
a
that you're
big
talking
difference.
About, and so your body is recognizing it differently, and even the dosage and the quantities are different, and so it's not really comparable in the same way.
There's a very big difference between the artificial vitamin C and food-based vitamin C.
Yeah, it's great. So another category, just to highlight, are having a boost of probiotics or fermented foods. So there are some good quality probiotic supplements that are on the market. You do want to talk to your healthcare practitioner about that, because there's different strains and different ways, and the research is showing more and more. We have so much bacteria in our bodies just naturally that we need there. And so there's some medicine behind that and what to look for. And so ways to do that where you're just increasing your gut flora and having more healthy probiotics in your system, you can do food-based. And we're fortunate enough in this area to have some local companies doing that. We have Farmstead Ferments, we have Barefoot Bucha, and other awesome products that are available to us. But wherever you are, you can have fermented vegetables. You can make them, looking for ones made with salt. And if you have issues with candida or yeast issues, you do want to look for products that are fermented that don't have cultures that are coming from other outside sources, but you're more using the salt and having it be more natural. It's a little bit different. And so having krauts and those kinds of things, having a probiotic type water kefir or a Kavita, which is a probiotic drink, also an apple cider vinegar. These help to alkalize the system. They also help to provide the healthy gut flora. So having these, just incorporating them into your day. If your kids may not like the krauts all the time, maybe they want more of a sweet way, you can look to the water kefirs, you can look to a Kavita or other ways that you can do it or put them into their diets as well. So, yeah.
And the vinegar, I mean, we usually just take that. I like to drink it in my water. I'll just put a little splash in my water, or you can.
I don't mind that either. Yeah. My kids don't like it very much.
The kids probably not.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the next thing we do is an elderberry syrup. So these are dried elderberries. So you can make your own. If you're not up for that, there's lots of great places. We have a local herbal apothecary that carries those, or you can find, just a local health food store, you can find them that are already made. But it's a lot cheaper to make your own. You can grow your own elderberries, or you can get them dried like this. We're going to post a recipe for you, but elderberries are just great for overall immune boosting, great for respiratory health, and it's just one of those things. The kids love it. They think it tastes great, and so everybody just lines up, and I give them a spoonful in the morning before school just to keep their little immune systems boosted.
Yeah. We do droppers, so it's it's really cute. So some other things that we want to talk about, just overall things too is in terms of keeping your body supported and healthy and strong, looking to warm the body, keeping the body warm as the weather changes. And I think Megan and I have talked about this in other videos we've done. I tend to run cold. She tends to run warm. So I'm the one with the hat much earlier in the season, but paying attention to those things of how you do run or how your children run or people in your family, keeping the body warm, the kidney area, having more warming foods. You do notice a natural inclination to start making soups and stews. And so along those lines, we also wanted to highlight having like a ginger and lemon water. Again, the lemon can help keep you more alkaline. Adding that in, and then having it with the ginger as well. Ginger is a very warming food. You can, we just cut up the actual ginger root and put it in and boil it with the water, or we put it in the bottom of the cup and add the boiling water in it and let it steep. Very warming. You can add the lemon right to that or have that plain. Sometimes people, for kids, they do like to add a little bit of local raw honey, or also to support throat health as well. Sometimes that can be really helpful. So, and the other thing is to add in some garlic, which is antiviral, just very everything really. It's just great for the immune system. So adding that into your cooking, however you're using it, if it is something that you wanted to add more regularly and you're not the type that likes to eat cloves of garlic, they do make some high quality supplements of a garlic type drop that you can add to whatever you're drinking, and get some extra garlic in there for your immune support as well. Yeah. So
I've even heard of people just kind of slicing them in half so they're open and then rubbing them on the bottom of your feet or putting them in your ear if you have an earache.
Yeah, for ear infection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Garlic oil, mullein oil, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So definitely I think the best bet is supporting the body through whole foods that are going to keep you warm through those winter months.
So we also wanted to highlight some products from Young Living that we also use in our homes to help support our immune systems during the cold and flu season. And so some of these include a variety, but one of the things that we include are something with the Thieves Blend, which is a blend made by Young Living. It contains cinnamon bark, cloves, lemon, and it helps to support the immune system. So there's a number of products that you can choose from that include that Thieves Blend, and some of them we have highlighted here, such as the hand soap, which is a foaming hand soap after the day to wash hands. We also have a hand sanitizer, something that you can bring with you and have on hand or after you get home. Toothpaste, which there's a variety of them. We both happen to like this one. There's also a kid one that contains Thieves too for children, but children also can use this one. Tastes nice. And in addition, also Thieves cough drops, which help to support the throat while you're in cold and flu season as well.
So, and another supplement that we use is this mineral essence, and it's full of magnesium and a bunch of other minerals that get depleted when we feel stressed or we're sick. And so a lot of times, going back to that belief that usually illness happens after some sort of stressful event. Mm-hmm. So taking this daily to help support the body through any of those stresses that we might be having is a great way to keep illness at bay.
And another product we wanted to talk about is called Ninja Red. It comes in little to-go packets like this. It also comes in a bottle, and it contains goji berries, a superfruit that is high in antioxidants, and it also contains a variety of other fruits that are in it that are also high in antioxidants. So having it just plain to drink it, putting it in smoothies, in a porridge, and we also make little gummy vitamins in our family too, and the kids absolutely love those. So lots of different ways to use that.
And then the two oils that we want to highlight are lavender and frankincense. There's a lot of oils that you can use to boost the immune system. Some of our other favorites are peace and calming and valor and things to help keep the body more peaceful. But frankincense is a really high frequency oil, so it's very supportive to the body. So that's a great one You can use it aromatically, you can use it topically, so just rubbing some of that on the bottom of the feet before bedtime. You can put a few drops in the diffuser. And lavender, we have Epsom salts here, so you can take your bath with lavender and Epsom salts and hydrogen peroxide, and it's a really calming, soothing bath, and all of those things are just going to help keep the immune system boosted. So now we're going to finish up and just go over a few more supportive supplements that we use in our families.
So we wanted to start with vitamin D. And vitamin D we recommend that you do get your blood results taken. So I do look at lab results from people as a registered dietitian, and this is something, it is a fat-soluble vitamin, so it's not something that you just would take. It's something that you want to have tested by your physician and through a lab with your blood to find out where your vitamin D levels are. And then once you get that back, you can determine with your healthcare practitioner if you did need to supplement with vitamin D. So if you do need to, so there are windows on ranges with the lab work, and oftentimes the top of the range is in the 30 range. And there is research indicating that having an optimum range that's higher than the 30s can be really supportive for the immune system and for other conditions, and to be preventative for that as well. So that's something to talk about with your healthcare practitioner. And that being said, if you do want to supplement, we look to having vitamin D mixed with vitamin K is very supportive for helping with the absorption. And also looking and talking with your medical practitioner about the dosage amounts as well. So the RDA is set, and oftentimes to increase the amount of vitamin D, to change the number for yourself, the amount needed is oftentimes much higher than the RDA that's recommended. So please be sure to talk to them about that, and the research is indicating that as well. So we just wanted to highlight that because we don't get as much sunshine in the winter months, and what we do get is more on our face or hands, and so we're not as fully exposed as we are in the summertime when we're out playing at the beach.
So silver, this is colloidal silver. This is one that we use in our family. It's really great for keeping the immune system in top shape. And so what we'll do is maybe once a week or so, I'll give everybody a little dropper full of that to just keep them boosted. And then at the first sign of any sort of yuckies, we will up the dose a little bit.
And we also want to talk about zeolite, which there are different forms of zeolite. There are liquid, and there's also a dry or powdered formula as well. And there's different brands. And it's a high mineral from volcanic material, and it helps to support detoxification in the body in a gentle way. So it's something that you can use in your drink. You can take some drops of it. You can put it mixed with other things, like we talked about with lemon and ginger. So whatever you already are having, you can add it to different things like that and have it as a way to just support the immune system and ridding itself gently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is Restore. This is a supplement. We're in Virginia, so if you're local to Virginia, this is made by a doctor in Scottsville, and it's specifically to help heal the internal lining of the gut. So research is showing that processed foods and different toxins in the world right now are really damaging the internal lining of our gut, and that is directly linked to our immune system and different mental and emotional imbalances. And so this supplement is great for healing that gut lining. So you can take it as directed, which is about 1 teaspoon in 3 times a day. You can just throw it in your water or a smoothie or something. Great for kids and great for, when it is the holidays and we're not eating exactly what we hope that we're eating. It's great to just kind of keep the immune system protected from that. So.
And we also want to talk a little bit about hydrogen peroxide, just your basic hydrogen peroxide that you get at the drugstore for $1 or around that. And using that, there's different ways, adding it to your bath, just a little bit into the bath along with the Epsom salts that we talked about. And also as a way to maybe put a drop or swab your ears. Our pediatrician has mentioned to swab the ears and to help be preventative and protective for ear infections or just other things that we're surrounded by all the time too. So just a simple little suggestion.
So there's lots of things that we can be doing on a physical level to support our immune systems. But again, I think the biggest supportive is trying to keep ourselves out of stress. And whatever that looks like to you, if that's simplifying your winter months, or that's, cutting out some of the sugar that is maybe so onslaughted, whatever that looks like to you, but taking extra time for rest and making good boundaries and, and just noticing. And we can see it in our kids and we can feel it in our own bodies. All of a sudden we feel tired. Yes. And so at that point we can either ignore it and push through it. And then probably in a few days or a week, maybe we might come down with a cold or something because the body is saying, okay, you didn't get my message. I'm going to be loud and clear now. Yes. And we're not getting out of bed. Right. Or at that first sign, that first inkling of, I'm really tired today, we can just honor that. And we can honor the intelligence of our own body and just be open to that and listen to what our body needs. And when we honor that, we really are able to get those messages and not fall ill quite as much.
Yeah. And stay true to those, really listening and just honoring that as a way of self-care too. And it can be simple. Yeah. It can really be simple. Yes. So
thank you.
We wish you a wonderful winter and well season.
So just contact us if you have any questions, and if you found this video helpful, please share it with someone that you know, and stay tuned.